I would have to say my favorite is probably the most challenging of them all, and that goes to Phantom Ganondorf. You had to, when you're in those portraits, you had to tell between which one was the real one and which one was the fake, and then you had to fire quickly. And you do this for a while, and then after it was done, you had to go into a game of tennis. Yeah, tennis. At least that's how everybody else describes it.
Even though Water Temple is hard, my favorite boss battle was Darkling because you had to use strength.
The Shadow Temple boss fight.
My most favorite boss fight, to be honest, would have to be like the one with you, when you end up whacking her.
Well, my favorite boss in the game is the opposite of my least favorite temple in the game. It's the same temple. It's the Forest Temple, the Phantom Ganon. I love that boss. It's a unique fighting scene. It's sort of like one of those two-part bosses, but not really. It's kind of like an illusion boss, which complements the temple very nicely. And I think the boss battle music during that one is particularly excellent. And it balances, unlike some of the other bosses, it balances your sword combat with what you have to do for items. With the point, which is the new item that you get in the temple, in order to pick him out. And after a time of that, just enough time where it doesn't get too boring, the boss will come off the horse that he's riding, and then you have to go into a sword combat, back and forth, hitting this beam of light that he shoots at you with good timing with your sword. And that actually also prepares you for the much more difficult final battle with the real Ganon, where you have to do a similar type of aspect. But I feel that the boss complements the temple very well, and it makes a good mix of variety of items and sword combat, which some of the bosses don't have, and it's all item or all sword.
Says I like the music a lot. Harold feels.
Probably my favorite moment was finally getting to the Master Sword, because I had trouble on that part, like getting through the third dungeon with Young Link. So I was happy to finally get to the Master Sword.
When, to be honest, in the game, like, would be like teasing the living shit out of the chickens.
There's plenty of special moments. I think everybody likes different aspects of the game. I personally, like, I don't know why. I mean, sometimes I don't really like this in games, but I like the darker tones in this game. The lighting's not too dark. I just think they did it very well. And the cutscenes, sometimes the cutscenes seem, they're just so well done. They tell the story very well, and like, because of the time period that's made it, they're incredible graphics-wise, and they don't really get boring. And for people that don't like cutscenes, the really long ones they allow you to skip, it's just, the cutscenes are very well done, in my opinion. And I like the lighting and the music, obviously the soundtrack. As I said before, the Shadow Temple soundtrack is one of my favorites, but and the storyline too. It's very good scripting. I don't know who wrote the story. I should probably look into that, but props to them, because
I actually have two very special moments that I want to share with you guys. The first one was when I brought this game over to my friend's house one time, and I was going through the Sacred Forest Meadow as the adult Link for the first time. One of his friends looked at me and asked, "Hey, have you come across that bear with a giant spear yet?" And I said, "I don't think so. I don't think he's in this game." And as soon as I turned the corner, the thing rams me. Shocked by this, I looked at my friend's friend and said, "Well, there he is now. Are you happy?" And another time, actually while recording for the footage for this, I actually came across some kind of texture glitch. When I was fighting against King Udongo, it was weird. I got one of my bombs out, I threw it, but it exploded in midair, but he still swallowed it. And after the explosion, returned to this light blue color that remained until the end of the battle. I don't know. I don't know how I found it. It just happened. Try it out for yourself one time.
I would rate this a 5 out of 5. And if you have an N64, you gotta buy it.
7 out of 10. It's a good game, but it has some glitches.
Overall, it's very great, and just it kicks so much ass in. I give it like a 9.7 probably. I mean, it's just a very fun game. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's a very good game overall.
Because of what this game revolutionary that it was in, the graphics are just the wall they were making for the time period. Basically, one of the revolutionary parts of the game is the graphics. And as for gameplay-wise, it defined many games that were played today. And the flaws in this game, in my opinion, I feel are negligible. And I think I would prefer my ratings out of 100 just so I can take off points here and there. I don't think anything can be, you can always improve the game in some way. I'm going to give this one a 90, 95, right, that kind of range, because the graphics, the gameplay, balance, the bosses, there's nothing that's way too difficult that'll turn you away from this game. It's difficult enough that you'll want to come back to it if you lose. It's challenging, but not so difficult that you can't beat it and you'll just put the game aside. And whether you're just a person who likes to run through the game, or whether you're a person who likes to get 100% completion, there's so much to do, there's so many little life quests and everything, it just doesn't get old, and it's extremely difficult to complete the entire game. I myself am not, I've recently become a 100% completer, but I've never completed this game 100%. The virtual console for Wii, or I don't know what level you're at, GameCube still maybe, or at least borrow from somebody. I'm sure you know someone who owns this game, because if you haven't had the experience of playing this game, you really don't know what the game was that revolutionized the gaming platform and made Nintendo or even Microsoft in some ways what they are today. So, if you haven't played this game, I definitely recommend you look into at least trying it out.
Even after 10 years, we still come back to play it, and we even remember just about everything that happened in it. That's why I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. You'll be playing this for years to come.